After a 14-year gap, The Incredibles 2 has soared into theaters, bringing the action and fun of a great Pixar film. Despite all the highlights, there are a lot of key moments which make no sense when you really think about it. Time to dive deep into Pixar's hit sequel and point out everything wrong with The Incredibles 2. And a quick warning, massive spoilers will follow.
Showtime.
Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new Screen Rant content.
It's time to make some wrong things right.
Mixed messages. The Incredibles 2 stuffs a lot into a film which runs just a little bit shy under 2 hours. The movie focuses on messages of feminism and the roles within a family, and it should have stuck with those 2 points. Director Brad Bird branches out on too many other parts of society where his messages are ultimately lost and not conveyed properly on the screen. The Incredibles 2 is billed as a family superhero film, but tries to take on messages including police body cams, the role of the media, and the government's interference with very little to say. An idea gets presented, but then gets lost in the action and explosions without being mentioned again. The messages about family and feminism were enough for the film to build upon, but it seems like a lot of sticky note ideas were forced into the movie without explanation or clear thoughts.
Syndrome will save the day!
The Screenslaver. One of the best parts of the original Incredibles was the main villain, Syndrome. He would be a tough act to follow. The villain has depth, a great backstory, and an evil mission that actually made sense. Syndrome rivals many other big screen baddies and was a more effective character than some of Marvel's weaker options like Ronan the Accuser and Thor the Dark World's Malekith. Unfortunately, the Incredibles 2 villain is the Screenslaver, and she is a big disappointment when compared with Syndrome. The twist and reveal of her identity comes as no surprise to anyone over 5, and her role as a villain doesn't make much sense. Her ultimate goal is to prevent superheroes from crime fighting, and she wants them to be banned. Well, she is in luck because at the start of the movie, they already are, and their witness protection program even ends. If she didn't start the public campaign with her own brother, then she wouldn't need to try and take down Elastigirl in the first place. The action may be good, but by the end of the film, you're left wishing that Syndrome was back on the big screen again.
Incredibles court losses cost the government millions.
Blaming the heroes. After defeating Syndrome and saving the day, the Incredible family take on the Underminer and close out the original film with this battle. 14 years later, we finally get to see the result of the battle, and it's a bit of a mess. The heroes cause a lot of chaos and destruction, but so does the Underminer. Despite the deadly drilling machine taking out the foundations of buildings and digging tunnels through the streets, the Incredible family are the ones to blame for the huge mess. Why is all the blame placed on our heroes? It seems a little too convenient to push the plot forward. If the Incredibles weren't there to stop the Underminer's efforts, then how many more buildings would have been destroyed? If termites are destroying our wood decks, we don't blame the pest control workers for removing a few infested boards. The whole plot also feels like something taken straight out of Will Smith's Hancock, right down to the public relations campaign to make the heroes look good again. Jack's powers. There's no doubt about it. One of the most entertaining parts of The Incredibles 2 is Jack and his unpredictable powers. Along with Bob Parr trying to get a handle on his son, we see Jack bond with Edna Mode and get into a long scuffle with a raccoon. Near the end of the film, Mr. Incredible reveals the final count. Jack has 17 different powers. While it's impressive, it doesn't really make much sense. Why is Jack one of the only heroes to have multiple powers, and so many at that? While the premise and visual gags are great and entertaining, the character itself doesn't fit into the world set up through both films. Jack is basically the ultimate X-Men mutants all rolled into one. Sure, it's a cartoon and we should suspend our disbelief a little bit, but the powers just don't add up.
Behold the Underminer!
Escape of the Underminer. We waited 14 years to see the Incredibles finally battle it out with the Underminer. The result? The Underminer gets away. Why would they do this? The Underminer is clearly a minor villain with a pretty great machine, but he's clearly no match for our heroes. We may have waited 14 years, but it was just moments before this when the family took on Syndrome and defeated him along with his deadly Omnidroids. Surely the family could have easily teamed up to defeat the Underminer. Now, not only did he get away, but the filmmakers tease us with a post-credits piece of art indicating that he is still out there somewhere. Near the end of the credits, we see an illustration of the drill as it goes across the screen. At least they could have showed the family defeating him once and for all, tying in both the opening of The Incredibles 2 and the ending of the original. It would have shown the new crime-fighting unit working together and in a more positive light for the public.
You were this close to losing your...
Minor characters. The Incredibles 2 brought back a number of our favorite characters, including the family of heroes, Frozone, and Edna Mode. A number of new characters also get introduced, including a slew of supportive superheroes. While these heroes offer plenty of laughs, their role in the story merely seems to be for convenience rather than adding depth to the film. And some of the heroes really make no sense. One of the biggest examples of this is Brick. The hero has the ability to turn into a literal brick wall. How is that even a thing? Another minor character that we have issues with is Frozone's wife, Honey. In the first film, she is a sassy off-screen speaking role we hear as Frozone looks for his outfit. She once again is off-screen for the sequel, delivering more sassy lines and not appearing on screen. With the rise of heroes of color as seen in films like Black Panther, she would have added more diversity and given a little more depth to Frozone's supporting role.
That was totally wicked!
Wow, so there you have it. What was your favorite part of The Incredibles 2? Was it better than the first? And is there anything in here that we missed? Let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you at the movies.